People, deluded, I'm back again. Now, Arsenal just got out of jail and defeated Leeds 1-0 in the FA Cup. We advance to the next round against Bournemouth. We deal with that game when it comes. Immediately after this game, obviously we have Crystal Palace in the league at Selhurst Park, which is a must-win for us. We'll talk about that then. But in relation to this game, before I get into the player ratings, listen, it is what it is. I'm not going to say it was an amazing second half and everything's there, because it was a great turnaround. Individual players, Lacazette turned his performance around. I was mad with Guendouzi, turned it around. Xhaka has been so good since he's been reintegrated back into the side. He had me on edge. Holding to a degree, turned it around, still disappointed. Yeah, man, it was a woeful first half. Credit to Leeds. I'm not trying to focus on our poor performance, but you got to give credit to Leeds. Obviously, the only thing that matters is the result in the 90th minute. And as an Arsenal fan, I know how that feels. Possession, shots, all these things, but not getting what matters come the 90th minute. But Leeds, they play like that. They're winning that league. They're getting promoted and returning back to the pinnacle of English league football and returning to the Premier League, where that club and them fans deserve to be. And there's a reason they're consistent and top of the league. They played superbly today. Jack Harrison, Kelvin Phillips, Alioski, he should really know how to stay on side, but he gave a good account of himself. The back four, Ben White, did well. They did well, man. So credit to Leeds, man. But we were atrocious in the second half. First half, sorry. We were better in the second half. Much better. Player ratings. I'm going to give Martinez a 7 purely because I feel I don't give credit to enough keepers. I feel he was a bit booky in terms of his distribution, but he saved us a couple times. Like, Alioski's header / did it come off Socrates / shoulder, whatever that was. Martinez don't know about that, so he did well. And listen, when the whole team's moving a bit mad, it can go either way. I'm not going to lie, Martinez does scare me a bit with his choice of handling. When he's not spilling things on purpose, but it's like he never really looks convincing of such, if I'm completely honest. As confident as Leno typically looks like. But I'll give him a 7. It was a 6 initially, but I'll give him a 7. I give David Luiz a 6. I feel he had a better second half. I feel he needed to just wake up in the first, giving away stray passes, elementary school mistakes. He turned it around in the second half and he showed the David Luiz of United and Chelsea. So I give him a 6. Guendouzi, I also give him a 6. He was on course like most of the team to get 3s and 4s in that first half. You guys know me, I'm always singing Guendouzi's praises. I believe he can be a very good player in the future for club and potentially country if he works hard enough. But he's going through a really barren run of form, and that was continuing in the first half. And I just couldn't see it with Xhaka and Guendouzi. It just looked like a terrible pivot. We'll get on to Xhaka, but I felt Guendouzi turned it around. He used that energy he normally comes with positively. He learnt when to release it. He tried to play the ball forward. He put in a committed performance for the cause. So I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to give Holding a 5, people, just about. He was on course to get a 4, but I feel he was a tiny bit better in the second half. But I know I'm going to cut him some slack because, you know, the injuries and not really playing and being the groove of things. But I rate Holding fairly highly. I'm not here to say he can be best in the league and all these mad things, but I definitely believe he can be a regular in the Arsenal team, potentially get called up for England if he works hard enough, ultimately be a consistent member of the back four. He wasn't that today, man. I felt he did well with a couple headers and whatnot, but it's mainly the passing. He's really putting himself and his team under pressure, and I don't know what passes he was seeing today. Again, I'm a big fan of Holding. I'm the one singing that better than Cannavaro chant the loudest, but poor performance. And especially, I know you play for Arsenal, but you was a United lad growing up. United versus Leeds, I would have thought, you know, be a bit more switched on for this game, because obviously you're not in that environment anymore, but you know, you can't forget these tribal sort of feelings. So I give Holding a 5. I give Kolasinac a 6. Again, I felt he was a driving force down the left hand side and he tried really hard in the second half. I'll give Xhaka a 6. I was going to give him a 5, but I'll give him a 6 because I felt better in the second half. He committed the most fouls in the game, but he also was fouled the most times in the game. And really, listen, I mean, Arteta has a lot of trust in Xhaka, because I was thinking, do we save Xhaka from himself? Because it might be one of them. It's not that he's doing anything malicious, but with every mistimed tackle he's doing, or every one you kind of think is that a yellow, you're getting a bit nervous and you're thinking, should we save him from himself sort of thing? But I think he played better in the second half. Like the team, appalling in the second half. Like, it was, I always try and defend Xhaka, but in the first half, him and Guendouzi and Holding, three players I like a decent amount. They weren't really giving me nothing to defend. Like, Xhaka was creeping back into old habits as the team was, but better performance in the second, so he gets a 6. I'm going to give Ozil a 6 just about as well. He should get a 5 as well, really. But if I give Xhaka a 6, I can't not give Ozil a 6 because I think he was better than him. First half, everybody was poor, but Ozil was anonymous. Not that he was worse than anyone, but he was quite anonymous. Second half, he showed what he could. I felt he was actually fatigued today, so he can get a 6. Lacazette, I give a 6. Some people probably even say a 7. I might even say that myself, but I think Lacazette's been poor in recent weeks. That's not relevant to today. First half, I didn't see anything from Lacazette. Second half, okay, he didn't score. He didn't technically assist him. He was involved in the goal, but I felt he performed much better, man. I didn't agree with man of the match from Danny Murphy on BBC, but a 6 is cool. Do you know what? I'm going to give Nelson and Pepe 7s purely because they were the only two from the start to the finish I really thought were kind of up for this or showing me anything. Now, Nelson, first and foremost, needs to buy some studs to stay on his feet, and he needs to obviously improve his decision making, get his head up and have a bit more clarity in the final third. But I think he looked alright today and potentially a bit hard done by being substituted. I think Pepe, even when we were sloppy in the first half, he looked like the only player that was trying to, a little dribble or hold on to the ball a bit, be some sort of outlet. And he was obviously involved in the second goal. Involved in the second half and was involved in our goal ultimately in the build-up. He really made it happen. So I'm going to give him a 7. If I'm completely honest with you, Saka weren't on the field long enough, Joe Willock weren't on the field long enough, and neither was Martinelli to really get a rating, people. But like you lot, I'm sure you was impressed with Martinelli's cameo, and again, we need to take it easy. If he's really fit, then for me, we bring him back into the first team. Lacazette drops out, Martinelli regains his place back on that left-hand side, but if he's not 100% there, then I'd rather him be easy because we don't want these lot to get any long-lasting injuries at 18 and that 17, 18. Obviously, you can get over it at these young ages, but we've been down this road where these players get one major injury and it becomes a recurring thing, and we can't let our love for him and wanting to play make us tire him out and peak early and all these sort of things like you see with a lot of young players. But in relation to the player ratings, I don't feel I'm missing anyone else out. If I am, then clearly they missed Mika. They weren't good enough. But like I said, man, commiserations to Leeds because you was decent. Congratulations to Arsenal based on the second half. But in relation to my player ratings, DG, I'm out. Comment, subscribe, and do the rest. Bang.